Welcome to episode 44 of the World of Screens podcast. On today's show, reviews include Penny Lane is Dead, a new Australian dark comedy horror film. Plus, Pete and I give 5 movies we're excited for the rest of 2026. And as always, we'll go over last weekend at the Australian box office. Spoiler alert, she was healthy. I am Nick Labaro, founder and film editor of World of Screens, joined as always by Rotten Tomatoes certified Critic man, Golden Globe photo tiff extraordinaire, Peter Gray. Gray. Hey, Pete. You're under the weather this week, but thank you. Thank you for coming through and giving the people what they want.
Absolutely. If there's one thing that'll always push me through sickness, it's movies. And I honestly, because of what we'll talk about regarding the box office, it's just more ammo for all the people that decided to have a go at.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my God, the just comments on this film and the audience's reaction, which has kind of been contradicted by like what the audience are actually saying about this film.
Very
It's
much so.
hilarious seeing just how defiant some people are.
Dave Lee, friend of the show, and if you I don't know Dave, go back to our physical media extraordinaire
Mm,
episode. Uh Replied to one of those comments a few days after the release of the Odyssey with what I think is one of my favorite gifs or gifs, whatever the kids say, that I've seen.
mm,
And it's just a group of people moving a soccer goalpost.
mm.
And I just thought that was the best way. It's like as soon as it didn't go in the favor of the haters, the goalpost moved, they started trying to attack other things. But I tell you what, they did not have a leg to anyone who was politically opposing the Odyssey did not have a leg to stand on when their Dark Lord Ben Shapiro came out and said, "No, it's a good movie."
Yeah, like him saying the movie is
Endorsing the
good.
Odyssey.
And I was like, and considering the main thing that I've seen people going after is the fact that Elliot Page is in it and
Lupita
Lupita
Nyong'o, isn't
Nyong'o, and
it?
you just
Yeah.
go, okay, if you don't like trans people and if you don't like colored people, like you're like,
You're a dick. You're a
sure,
piece of
but
shit. But
like,
yeah,
but if that's if that's what you're going on, I was like, all you're doing is reinforcing like just how much of a hateful person you are.
literally.
Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's been really, really like it's exhausting, but it's also amusing
It's heartening to
just to
me.
see
I thrive off it.
like the reaction to this film and the fact that it's again like once again we've seen it where what people are saying on the internet is like means this
That much.
much in the grand scheme of
Oh,
the
yes.
general public going, yeah, we're gonna go see like the Odyssey because it's Christopher Nolan and it's epic. And wouldn't you know it, people turned up in absolute droves to this.
Absolutely.
And it's not gonna go away anytime soon. So
Absolutely not.
all you've done is just, it's kind of amazing. We just go, hey, the number one movie in the world stars a trans person and a colored person. So, like, awesome.
More celebrations of the Odyssey to come when we talk box office.
Mm.
Before we get there, though, Pete, housekeeping as per.
Mhm.
Thank you for listening on the podcast platform of your preferred choice. If you could subscribe and download the episodes, that'd be brilliant. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for doing that. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment down below. While you're subscribing to things, head to waterscreens.com. Jump on the emailing list there. You'll be the first to see all the reviews and giveaways we do. And give us a follow at World of Screens on Instagram. All of your support is incredibly helpful. And speaking of support, something we like to do and something we champion, not just on this show, but outside of it, is supporting Australian cinema. And this week, after the Odyssey blitzed cinemas last week, it's a smaller week for releases in Australia. So we're
Mm.
only doing one review today, and we figured we'd pick the Aussie film, which is Penny Lane is Dead.
Why is Cat here?
Your dog? Fat? Slut?
You girls in for a good night?
You've always been awful, Cat. No one knows why.
Oh my fucking god. Cat drugged the cupcake. Penny! Alright, let's have some fun. Shit.
Hello, sweetheart.
That's Angus, my boyfriend.
If you don't open this fucking door, we are gonna have a fucking problem.
Penny Lane is Dead is an Australian dark comedy horror thriller film written and directed by Mia Kate Russell in her feature film directorial debut. The film is set in the hot summer of 1986 and starts with a party at a beach house at which Penny Lane is celebrating her university acceptance with her best friends, Tony and Amy. However, uninvited guests arrive, a prank goes wrong, and events descend into mayhem and violence. Penny Lane is Dead. So, Mia Kate Russell, who has written and directed this film, has a filmography of short films that are very sort of grindhouse B movies, horror vibes, strong feminist approach to her filmmaking. But she really cut her teeth in hair and makeup, and she's worked on some pretty massive projects in hair and makeup. But Penny Lane is Dead definitely starts as a dark comedy. I like the banter. It's a bit of Mean Girls, like Australian Mean Girls in the 80s. Bit of, you know. But soon turns into a schlock, gory, quite dark and brutally violent horror thriller in its second half. I appreciated this movie more than I liked it. But I'll throw to you, Pete, with a few comments. What did you think of Penny Lane is Dead?
Look, I did not like this movie.
Okay.
And that's not to take away from the fact that I like the concept when it goes for it looks fantastic in terms of its like practical effects, like the gore and the violence, and it's phenomenal. I won't like poo-poo that because it does look great.
On the practical side of things as well, the set design, the costuming, the makeup, especially for like a period era, like 80s Australian film.
Yeah.
It feels like an 80s film.
Feels like
it's
the
very
80s.
well done.
Yeah. And when I read the concept, I was like, okay, I like this, like, oh, a prank gone wrong and that sort of. And then when you see the film, like to me, I was like, I don't think I would describe it as a prank gone wrong.
I don't think I would describe it as a prank gone wrong. I would think it's a malicious attack on someone.
Yeah, like to me, the prank gone wrong thing is like, oh, I think of like Sorority Row when they accidentally kill her, or I think of Donkey Punch, or
oh my god, I have not thought of Donkey Punch in a long time.
Wild example, but I think of that sort of stuff where it's not something that's like intended to be like to inflict pain.
And malicious. It's not supposed to be malicious. It's supposed to be funny. So, whereas
the way that this comes about, I was like, not like I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll be like, no, that was like a deliberate thing.
Well, here's the thing: the movie opens with the preceding prank or succeeding prank, I should say. Being made. It's drugged cupcakes.
Yeah. And that's what, and I thought,
and she spits in it as well. It's like, it's not really a prank. It's like, I'm doing this because I hate these people.
And I was like, okay, it's like, that's what, and then I thought, okay, if that's the prank, then, like, obviously this is like, she's going to eat it and it's going to turn into something. Maybe she'll, whatever. So I didn't really think that, and that's obviously like, that's more on how the film's being
marketed,
sold to us synopsis wise, because like the story here is it's a good story.
I love the premise. I love the setup. I love for sure.
I just don't think when you think of this as being a prank gone wrong, I was like, it's not that at all.
No.
I just found it like once it kind of got into the second half of the film where we have these outsiders coming in and taking over, I felt it then lost a lot of its dark humor, and it just became a really like nasty movie.
Nasty is the right word for
and
sure.
I've got nothing against nasty movie, like fucking the loved ones.
Loved ones.
Love the loved
Evil Dead Burn recently.
Right. I have nothing against a nasty movie, but this, I don't know what it was, and maybe it's because it just was. like relentless in a way, but like then nothing's like nothing's happening. Like it's just kind of
Yes.
people being shitty to one another, and that's fine.
Yep.
But I was like, but you need to give us like Evil Dead Burn has action sequences
Mhm.
and consistent death sequences, and you're
Yep.
sort of it's like that, and everyone's like moving around the house. This is kind of just people just
Sitting
yelling at each
around and
other
yelling.
and
Yeah.
then figuring out what's going on. And I don't know. I just sort of sat there going, I'm not getting any enjoyment out of this. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think it was more just I was just like, as you said, like I can appreciate what's gone into this movie, the performances,
Hmm.
the practicality of it all. Like I'm not going to take that away, but I was like, but just as a film, to me, it just I didn't find any enjoyment
Yep.
in this
Yeah.
at all.
I
And it
I agree.
sucked because I was like, fucking Australian movies getting a theatrical release is
Also,
incredible.
Australian horror over the
Yeah,
last, we've been waxing lyrical about it, not just since before we started this version of the podcast. Australian horror has just been having its moment.
yeah. Like we make
And
really good stuff.
we make really good shit. And the thing is, like, a lot of Australian horror also has something to say, which is nice. And it's not that Penny Lane is Dead has nothing to say, it just kind of doesn't say it well.
Yeah,
And so I do think the Mean Girls comparison at the start is very apt because it is a funny first 30 minutes. I
yeah,
think the dynamic and the antagonistic banter between, so it's four friends who have basically just graduated high school. Penny Lane's been accepted into university and she's going off to do study law.
yeah,
And Kat, who is played by Sophia Wright Mendelsohn, daughter of Ben Mendelsohn,
yeah. Ah,
shout out.
she's a Mendo.
She's a Mendo, and you can tell in some scenes, like I was like, "Oh, you are channeling your dad here so well."
Which basically is us saying, yep, she goes full Mendo.
She goes full Mendo, but there's obviously this innate jealousy she has about
Mm,
Penny Lane, and like it's a slight spoiler but not too much. A lot of it surfaces over a boy, and
yeah,
so that's very high school girl, very
yeah,
80s, very, and the back and forth about that. Kat is very confronting. She's
yeah,
very much like she is wearing her jealousy on her sleeve,
yeah,
and it makes it so many like awkward situations in that first half hour, to the point where they ask her to leave, especially after the drug cupcake is consumed.
mm,
They kind of go, Cat, fuck off. We don't
mm.
want you here. And so she calls up her much older drug dealing boyfriend, who I think Ben O'Toole plays Angus very well.
Ben O'Toole he's
I,
he's one of the best things in this movie.
I
He's
think
fantastic.
I think the there's nothing wrong with the performances in this film. I
Yeah,
think the acting is really good. The character's definitely probably a little bit underwritten or at least
yeah,
underwhelming,
yeah.
but the performances across the board I think are great. And then that's the issue comes when Angus rocks up, because you can have this will sound weird, but stick with me. You
Mm,
can have horror fun in a movie where women are getting targeted
mm.
by men because you focus on the revenge aspect of it.
Yes, yeah,
The issue with this film that I found is that the tone switches so suddenly to this very tense, brutal movie where women are getting assaulted and beaten
mm,
up, and it's not supposed to be easy to watch, and I totally get that. But
yeah.
the movie then never redeems itself from there and never goes back to the like, all right, well let's have the girls have their comeuppance. Not that they don't, but
It's
it just
yeah.
sticks with the dark tone that feels like the first part of the movie set up a completely different ride to
No,
go.
that's incredibly fair because yeah, like it's the thing of yeah, what they're going through, you're sort of just like, well, surely we'll get women kicking the shit out of them by the end. And look, the women do start kicking the shit, but I was like, but they're kicking the shit out of each other.
I
And
will admit the most
the
brutal
men,
scene of the film is a woman on woman violence
yeah.
moment. That
But
scene
I
in
was
the
like,
living room is fucked.
but the men kind of don't like
They,
they
you wish more
they
would
look,
you
we'll
wish
say
more would happen to them.
yeah, they exit the film,
Yeah.
but like they don't exit the film in the way that you kind of
It's not
want them
satisfying.
to, given everything that they've gone through. Yeah.
And I think you can still effectively talk about, and I do think the underlying theme of this film is about the idea that especially older men taking advantage of younger women is a
Yeah.
toxic thing. These are very toxic dudes. They're not good in any metric.
No.
But the movie is also trying to have its cake and eat its too by being like, look how evil these guys are. But then Ben O'Toole gives a performance that kind of leans into like the eccentric, over the top B horror type of like, especially like
Mm,
an Ozploitation type of villain,
mm,
especially with the costuming and sort of his like very over the top eccentric demeanor, just doesn't match then the actual violence that we
mm.
see, which is tough to watch, but not in a sense of like, ooh, that's overly gory. It's like, oh, I just don't like
Yeah,
seeing this. And it sounds weird to be like, I want to watch horror that I like or violence that I like watching.
yeah,
But there's tone. You've got to match the tones or at least balance them better.
yeah,
And this movie just doesn't balance.
yeah.
It becomes a completely different movie in the second half. And it's, like I said, not much comes of it. It's a super slow second half.
Mm.
Super slow
Yeah, I think
because
that was
not
also the
much
thing
just
where
happens.
when it got to like essentially like the house invasion, we'll
Yep.
say,
Yep.
when it got to that point, I was like, okay,
Hmm.
like I'm with this, and then yeah, the house invasion just kind of becomes a lot of conversation and back and
Yeah.
forth, and it's like, oh, I don't like, I'm just this this is the kind of movie that like needed to be like The Strangers, or needed to be
Yeah.
like Hush, or needed to be like Sissy, another
Yep. Another
great
great
Australian
Australian
movie.
horror film.
Like
Yep.
where just because you're trapped in a house doesn't mean you can't like utilize the
Hmm.
setting and have, yeah, I don't know. It was
Totally.
just,
No, I 100%
yeah,
agree.
it just didn't, yeah, it didn't make the most of its premise.
Hmm.
And I think if you read this and you see the whole revenge gone wrong thing, that's going to set you on a path of a movie that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, it's an odd one because it's one of those things where it's like technically you're right,
Yeah,
but
like
it doesn't like
yeah,
it's underwhelming. I think it's just incredibly underwhelming. I think it sounds weird to say, but there is like a great 75-minute movie in
yeah,
this 90-minute movie.
yeah,
And it's just yeah, and I get like most Australian horror films, it feels like it has something to say, and it's not that what it's saying is wrong, but how it executes it doesn't
yeah,
really work.
yeah,
Not that I think I'd love to see something else from Mia Kate Russell. I think I'd like to see her direct someone else's script, perhaps.
yeah,
Because she nails the style and the aesthetic. It is an 80s Ozploitation B horror homage through and through and through.
yeah.
Banging soundtrack too. Opens with The Angels, Am I Ever Gonna See Your Face Again, which is the
Yeah,
fucking spiritual national anthem of Australia. So, I got the Australian honor of it really quick. So, yeah, just not that I was expecting much, but still was underwhelmed by what
yeah.
what was
That's
delivered.
yeah. I was like, I had zero expectations of what this could be.
Mm.
And I was just kind of like, yeah, he didn't quite
Yeah,
like stick the landing. But
no,
again, I would absolutely want to see more
more
from her, because I
from Mia
said, yeah,
Kate
because
Russell.
the elements of this film are all
Yeah,
really, really promising.
yeah,
And I like, but then just separate from all of that, like it's just incredible that, you know, this Thursday,
yeah.
this movie is going into theaters. Like that's
Yes. Not
incredible.
much else going on though. It's
No,
going up
and it's
against the
like,
Wizard of the Kremlin,
post
so
post post Odyssey, it's like
yeah,
no one's taking that spot. So they're like, we'll
no.
release really, really small things that'll have a very niche audience, and yeah.
Some would say Penny Lane is dead on arrival at the box
Oof.
office, which takes us to the
Ah.
box office top five. How does he do it? As always, thank you to Numero Box Office for providing these statistics of last weekend at the Australian box office. The top five. We'll kick it off with number five. In its second weekend, and actually moving up the ladder, The Invite, $469,000. I do think word of
Yes.
mouth has really helped this
Word of-
film. It's
Yep.
fucking fantastic.
It is. It is probably the best movie of the year so far.
It's one of my favorites, without a doubt. And seeing it on a cinema screen, absolutely
Oh,
worth it.
yeah.
Absolutely worth it.
Yeah. And it's again, it's the same thing. It's in the States, it's
Hmm.
picking up. So this is another one of those ones where word of mouth have really, championed it.
Yeah,
And if you are one of the people that haven't seen it, please,
please
please
go.
do, because it
Please
is
do.
incredible. It's very, very funny. It's so wonderfully awkward.
Yeah,
There isn't a bad performance out of the four of them.
so
Um,
good.
Olivia Wilde is cooking.
Oh, she's yeah, in front of and behind the camera.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. But so definitely go see the invite before it leaves cinemas. That's a high recommendation.
Mm.
Two, three, and four will fly through. So number four, Mins and Monsters, 2.1 million. Toy Story 5, 2.8 million, and Moana, 2.9 million. School holidays coming to an end. Sort of the
Yeah.
family related counter programming. The
Oh,
fact that they're also clumped together
they're
so well
all
is quite
yeah. It's
interesting.
almost
Yeah.
like they were like, we'll go to the movies today and we'll see all three of them
Yeah,
together.
that's it. I still haven't seen Moana. I probably won't at this point.
It'll be I imagine that'll be on Disney Plus within
And
the next few
I
weeks.
don't think I'm missing out on much by seeing it there. But the
Really?
fact that Toy Story is still holding in there with
Yeah.
almost $3 million a month after release is still pretty
Yeah.
good. I'm stoked about that. So,
Yeah.
but
But what's
obviously
number but what's number one, Nick?
well, I don't know, just a little independent feature film that came out. So the Odyssey opened at number one. $13.4 million. And mind you, that's just the weekend. We're recording this on a Tuesday, so it still
Yeah.
has 2 days. Well, by the time I got that, 3 days worth of box
Yeah.
office to rake in. And there were sessions still sold out everywhere. So, but at the
Yeah.
point of recording, 3.4, 13.4, sorry. Highest Christopher Nolan opening of all time, beating The Dark Knight Rises, I believe.
In
Um,
Australia?
in and America, I believe as well.
Oh,
I believe, and it's the third highest opening for an R-rated film.
yeah.
I believe in Australia it was actually his third biggest opening, I believe.
Oh,
Um,
we love
but
the Nolan here.
13.4 in Australia, 264 million worldwide.
Wild.
Incredible.
So
I think it was predicted to be about 230, 240. So it's come in over predictions as
yeah,
well.
it started. Yeah, it had big predictions, and then I think by the time of like the end of Thursday, everyone was like, "Oh,
This is gonna
this
be
is
okay.
probably going to be bigger." So I it's very likely that Nolan is following up Oppenheimer with a billion-dollar movie.
And to think that Oppenheimer was almost $1 billion movie
Yeah,
itself
yeah,
is insane. But like, so we had spoken about it selling out sessions. It's still playing. The only place you can see it in IMAX 70 millimeter in the southern hemisphere is in Melbourne.
yeah.
Uh, and last night they released their September tickets, to which I panic bought one. I don't even have a plan to go down there at the moment, but I'm going to Melbourne to see the marketing worked on me. But the fact that it's holding IMAX screens well 2 months after its release
Yeah.
is truly incredible. Um, I've gotten messages. I've been speaking to friends. I've so many people have seen this movie, and it's Christopher Nolan. He is a pull.
Yeah.
He is a genre. Like there's
Yeah.
no two ways around it.
Yeah. No, yeah, even like my mum was like, "Would I like the Odyssey?" And
Mm.
I was like, "I
Mm.
think so." Yeah. And then
There's something for everyone.
she messaged me and she was like, "I saw it. I loved it." I was like,
Oh,
"Great."
it's incredible. Will you watch it again with her? Do you think she'll go back again? And
I don't think she'll see it
are you
again.
gonna go and see it again? Do you think?
I want like I if I'm gonna see it again, I want to see it like probably in
Yeah,
IMAX
yeah,
or 70 mil. Like
yeah.
I'm not gonna fly for it. I was like
I regret buying this ticket. Like I don't, but I do. Like I'm in
yeah.
such a two
I was
phase
like,
about it.
I already have a really good flight happening. So,
You're doing okay. Yeah.
um, and is there an IMAX? Is there an
Ooh.
IMAX in Toronto?
Yeah, didn't you see Knife Glass Onion in an IMAX
Yes.
screen?
Oh, but that cinema's no longer there.
Oh, true. That's right. Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Darren, if you're listening, Darren, hit us
Yeah.
up and let us know.
I mean, I can just Google if there's an
That's
IMAX.
so true. Holy shit, we have the world at our fingertips,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also.
So if there is an IMAX in Toronto and it's a day
Mhm.
that I have free, very possible I will
To
go.
go see it, yeah.
I also think between now and when I leave, it's unlikely there'll be an open session.
Crazy. Hey, yeah.
Because like I would probably travel to the Gold Coast
To
to see
see,
it, but I'm
that
like,
IMAX screen. Yep.
yeah. So we'll see if I see it again in the way God, aka Nolan, intended. We
I
shall
feel
see.
like I'm in a cult. I genuinely feel like the world
Yeah.
is in a brainwashed cult of being like as Nolan intended. And like
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
but shit, man,
Um,
like $13.4 million proves the fact that people will see and then the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 97%. I know the Metacritic was somewhere in like this high 70s, early 80s, which is
Um,
damn good for
yeah,
Metacritic.
um, yeah. So it's like I think the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes is like 96 or 97,
It's incredible.
and the audience is pretty much the same. So it's very, very funny that that's what it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's not,
again,
but just remember, Pete, it's not historically accurate.
no, it's
Okay,
not. Oh,
just
it's not
remember
at all.
that.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be praising movies for
And
being
like
historically
I
inaccurate.
like you can't give me a movie like that and cast a black woman and cast a trans person and then be like, but yeah,
Oh,
like
but
this,
remember the
but like the Cyclops, like that,
remember
like
the trans
yeah,
person was playing Achilles though. Achilles,
yeah,
who's never mentioned in the film, but just remember Elliot Page is playing Achilles. Just remember that. I
and
just
like
want it to be
all
known.
and like honestly, all it's done is made me realize how fucking good a movie Troy is.
Yeah. Do I remember Troy that I hadn't thought about in 20 years? It's
Yeah, and
fucking sick.
no one has spoken about in all that time. It's
And Pete,
fucking
I don't know
great.
if you know this, you're a woke gay sellout. I hope you know that, Pete.
You know
He's like,
what?
I
That's my next shirt. Woke gay.
woke gay sellout. The Odyssey's fucking great. It's
It's so
just
good.
it's just a cool movie, man,
Yeah.
and I cannot wait to see it
And it
again.
would be
I will be seeing it
really
before my 70 millimeter screening as
and it
well.
would be really great if people decided to see things and judge them after they saw them. That'd be
It's
great.
too much to
If you don't
ask.
like The Odyssey, fine.
Hundred
But but
totally.
but watch it.
Watch the fucking thing
Like,
first.
oh, yeah, I'm not watching
Oh,
like Travis Scott and all those actors. I don't want to see any of
dude,
that.
Travis
Dude,
Scott.
Travis Scott's in it for
So,
30
and I
seconds.
loved
If
every
that.
minute of it. Like he is so good as the
Oh,
bard. He is so good.
it's so frustrating.
Such a cool way to open the movie. Him
Yeah.
banging his stick, being like a ship, a horse. Like I
Ugh.
was like, it's fucking cool, man. Oh,
Ugh. Anyway,
but I'm very excited. Obviously, I don't think it'll be much of an assumption to think that the Odyssey will be number one again next week, especially with barely any competition coming
yeah,
out.
and and even if it lost 50% of its audience, that's
Oh, it's
still
still
like
like
a
a
seven and a
hundred
half
and
million.
something.
Like
Yeah,
it's still gonna make a lot of money.
I
So I
I'm
think it'll be
excited.
Spider-Man that overtakes
That's
it.
what I'm excited for. Spider-Man will be the I'm excited to see how they go up against each other.
Yeah,
In that
because Spider-Man has been in all of whenever they've been doing predictions, like pre-Odyssey,
Mhm.
Spider-Man was always
Always.
like always
Spider-Man's
has
always delivered. Yeah.
was always like this is going to be like the biggest of the year.
Yeah.
So it'd be really interesting to see how it goes
I,
because
I
that
still I still think the Odyssey will make 1 billion, undoubtedly. I also think Spider-Man will make $1 billion. It'll just be interesting to see which one finishes on top.
yeah.
Avengers
Either way,
Doomsday also probably will.
yeah, either way, like Tom Holland and Zendaya are like, we're good.
That wedding has been paid for many a time over.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we go into our anticipated movies for the rest of 2026, this is probably a good segue. Thank you to Numero Box Office for supplying our box office numbers. It'll come back again next week. Before we go into our anticipated movies of 2026, the Doomsday, this is ad hoc. Doomsday trailer came out today.
Yes, it did.
Initial thoughts?
We've spoken about the fact that it feels very bizarre to be lukewarm on Marvel things. I liked the trailer. Like,
Okay.
I'm all for it, but also it's kind of just how many of those characters are going to be completely like sidelined, sort of thing. But then again, it's a technically like it's a part it's
It's
like
a
a
part
part
one.
one
It's an
sort of
Infinity
thing.
War to an end game sort of thing.
Yeah. So like I watched it and I can't deny the fact that I was like, that's cool. There's some really cool stuff in it. And I was like, wow, they really got everybody back. Like that's incredible. Um, and maybe my excitement will amp up closer to the time. But it was also just one of those things where I was like, okay, I just saw the trailer for the latest Marvel movie. Like it no longer has
That
that
appeal to it, yeah.
like Avengers Endgame was kind of like
Just on another level, yeah.
it was just that was kind of when it was like, oh, wow.
I agree.
That being said, I mean, I will see it obviously,
Yeah,
and I could walk out of that and be like, holy shit, like Marvel absolutely cooked again. But I think just because their films have just been so up and
Yeah,
down, and
yeah.
they haven't matched like the what
The
they did.
Infinity Saga
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Yeah.
But but watching it, I was like, cool. They really, yeah. I like that I like that the X-Men are
Mm.
back, and Rebecca Romaine turning into Florence Pugh. I was like, fuck yeah, that's
Very cool.
cool. I really like Channing Tatum as Gambit, and then him fighting Simo.
Ooh, yeah, I'm about to make a name for myself.
So yeah, like it's a great trailer. But I also am not like, frothing at the bit
Mhm.
over it, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yourself?
I am not frothing at the bit for this
Yeah.
movie. I think I'm going to be in the consensus where I did not like the trailer. I
Okay.
thought it was just a highlight reel of who's going to be in the film. I got like no. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I think for me, I kind of just got a visual representation of what we already knew of
Yeah.
everyone who
I
was
mean, yeah,
in the
like I was
film.
like, hopefully maybe there'll be like another trailer where it's like, can
Yeah,
you
totally.
tell us
I
the
hope so.
plot?
And I don't
Um,
need to know all the plot details,
no,
but
but
my
like just
thing
the
was like
general,
it
like,
didn't this
yeah.
trailer did not shift the dial for me in either
Yeah.
direction. Like
Yeah.
I get that there is already going to be a lot of hype, and spoiler alert, this movie is not in my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. Like
Mm.
I'm the same as you. I am just super lukewarm going into this, and it almost feels weird that not only are we not excited for a Marvel movie, we're not excited for an Avengers movie.
Mm.
Like that feels like it's slightly upper tier to the Marvel movies ago. So no, I was watching it, and I'll be 100% honest. It was like 3:30. I had a shit sleep. 3:30 in the morning. Grabbed the phone. I was like, oh, the Avengers trailer's out. Boom. So it's just like blinding my eyes at fucking
Mm.
3:30 in the morning. But I just sat there and I was like, well, I know this person's in it, and I know this person's in it.
Mm.
Then I've seen a few reactions online that have gone, holy shit, Steve Rogers and Thor together. I was like, we fucking knew Steve
We
Rogers
knew
was in the
this.
movie
I was
already.
like,
Like,
I think this also comes down to the amount of news that comes out of casting announcements,
mm-hmm.
because I'm like, if we didn't know that Chris Evans was cast, that scene might have a bit more
Yep.
impact.
Yep.
Like I know, and I know that it's probably like, like the trades they need to announce,
Totally. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but like,
It's
and
the
it's the
new
same sort of,
marketing machine.
yeah, but it's the same sort of thing, like going back to like Scream 7, like, and this is
Yep.
such a wild
No, no, no,
tangent.
but
I was like,
I get the
but
comparison.
we, like, prior to Scream 7 coming out, they announced that David Arquette and Laurie Metcalf and Scott Foley were all in it. And I was like, so when that scene happens in the movie, you're not as like,
Hmm.
oh wow, like they
But
really got
also
those
how they were
people.
used, you're kind of like, oh,
Like
that's
how they
it.
were used, yeah,
Yeah.
like was not great.
No, no, I know what you
But
mean.
it was like, yeah, it would be really nice if we could somehow keep
Hmm.
some
Yeah,
things
yeah.
under wraps, because there would have been things in that trailer that, had I not known, I might have been had a bit more of a, oh wow, like they actually got
Yep.
Channing Tatum, they actually
Yep.
got Rebecca Romaine, like they actually
Yep.
got, that's, but you hear about everything, so you just go, yeah, okay, like some of the visuals are
I
cool.
100% agree.
Yeah,
I think if like I said, my reaction was like, I know all this. And nothing has, yeah.
yeah, because the way that the Chris Evans scene plays out
Yeah.
is very
It's a
much like,
reveal.
did you know he was in it? We're like,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
So
I also think them telling us Downey was Doom is another
yeah,
interesting
like
thing because I'm like,
how incredible would it have been if we go see Doomsday and
and the reveal is, yeah,
our first notification of Downey Jr. is in that movie?
it would have been incredible.
That would have been insane.
People would have guessed it from the voice in the
Yeah,
trailer, but that's even
but
more exciting to be
you
like,
never,
holy
yeah,
shit, did they get
like
Downey to
it's,
come?
yeah.
Yeah.
So like the only thing I guess we've kind of got to wonder about it now is like, are they going to be reacting because he looks like Tony Stark? Like, is that going to be the whole thing?
Yes. Yeah. It'd be
Like,
interesting. Yeah.
because I was like,
There's some intrigue.
there's no way that they can just play this off as, no, he's just playing a completely new character. I'm like, no, he looks like Iron Man. So if they'll use that,
Hmm.
that's where I'm interested to see how they do this.
Yes. Totally. I agree.
But yeah, like it would, and I know that like Downey Jr. announcing it at Comic-Con was like
A big
whole thing.
old, yeah.
Like I get it, but you have to sort of think that movie is going to sell itself. Like people are going to go to that movie. So it would have been really cool to have
To have that as a
some things like where you're seeing an opening night and the mask
I
comes off, and you're
shit.
like,
I
oh,
would have even taken whether they are tying it into Brand New Day or not. If the post-credit scene was the Doom reveal and it was Robert Downey Jr., I would be like, oh, okay, that's fucking cool knowing he'll be in Doomsday. But the fact that
yeah,
we've known for almost 2 years
yeah,
now,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of like, and like I said, that's where this trailer for me, I've just gone, all right,
yeah,
see you in December, I guess.
yeah,
We'll just see what
yeah.
happens. But
And
I
like,
get
yeah.
people are excited. I
Oh
totally get
yeah,
people are excited.
I understand why people are excited, and I will put my hand up and be like, I could walk out of that and it could end up being one of the best Avengers movies.
I hope we approach most movies like that. Like I want
Yeah,
every movies to be good. So,
yeah. So
but well, hey,
we,
speaking of potentially good movies,
yeah,
we got a couple that we're excited for. So
yes,
we're well over halfway through the year.
well over halfway.
Well over halfway through, but sometimes it is the second half of the movie calendar where the heavy hitters really start hitting.
Get
And
some of
we've got a
those, get
couple.
some of those holiday award bangers
This
going
is when we
on.
start seeing them, the festival darlings start pulling through, of which I don't think I have any. But my anticipated movies for the rest of 26 and Pete's
Mm.
as well. Do you want to go one for one, or do you want me to give you my list and then you give yours? How do you want to do it?
Let's go one for one.
Let's go
Why
one
not?
for one.
Why not?
So I'm gonna cheat. I've actually got seven, even though I said five. But I'm putting three of them together because they
Okay.
release within about a month of each other,
Okay.
and they're all horror films.
Okay.
So my collective number five
Right.
is Resident Evil,
Yeah.
Clayface,
Yeah.
and Whalefall.
Yeah.
They are the most. If ever three movies were going to get the reaction out of me as like these movies fuck, it's that trilogy of horror films. They are. I'm three movies I'm very excited for.
I 100% agree. If Zach Kreger wasn't behind Resident
Oh,
Evil,
literally,
might not be as excited because Welcome to Raccoon City was great.
it's not good.
But
And I wanted to like that movie.
yeah, but like Nolan, in Zach we trust.
And Zach we trust. And 95 minutes long.
95 minutes.
Dang.
Whalefall is just such
Wild.
a premise.
Wild. But the guy who made what's that fuck. There was an alien invasion movie with apple cider vinegar girl. What's her name? Why am I blanking?
Oh, Caitlin Dever.
Caitlin Dever.
Oh, the you are not alone.
You are not
alone.
something like that.
You will be one of the yeah.
Something like that. And it's on Hulu, Disney Plus,
Yeah.
but she doesn't really have any lines of dialogue.
Yeah.
So stylistically, really like that film, and he's directing this as well. But Austin Abrams in both, by the way.
Yeah.
Resident Evil
And I've heard some really, really disturbing stuff about Clayface.
fuck yes, and Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
In Mike we trust.
Yeah. So I wholeheartedly
My
agree.
My
Wholeheartedly
cheating
agree.
collective.
No, that's fine.
One there.
That's completely fine.
How about yourself, Pete?
They were all ones that I was like, do I include them?
Toying
Oh,
around with.
Yeah. So now I guess I can take those ones out because you've said them.
Well,
and
you know, if you want them in yours,
no, but like
please.
I completely agree. So it's fine.
Yeah.
But so I will say, and this isn't like one is the most anticipated five. This is just the list.
No, this is just in general.
So I will say, one movie that I'm very much looking forward to, and it's because it's gonna give me like maybe some housemaid vibes. And I love the lead actresses of this film.
Yep.
It just looks like it's gonna be a good time. Give me some Verity.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I've recently purchased the book for this. I will be reading it.
Like Anne Hathaway as a potential like weird shut-in. Dakota Johnson, I just think is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really, really
some dark Colleen
and I
Hoover.
love the trailer. Like, it doesn't really give
the trailer is good. The trailer is very good.
It gives us like a dark version of Kylie Minogue song.
That's
like,
right.
I'm excited for it, and yeah, it's kind of giving me housemaid-ish.
That's fun.
And I love the housemaid. So the Verity is on my most anticipated list.
Okay. Another one for me. Technically, this doesn't come out till New Year's Day in Australia, but it's getting a release 2026. That's Robert Eggers' Werewolf.
Yeah.
It's fucking loved Nosferatu. There hasn't been a Robert Eggers movie I haven't enjoyed, so I'm excited. But this one looks dark and not just like in tone, like color, like tone, but like in general theme and atmosphere,
Yeah.
looks kind of fucked up. Aaron Taylor Johnson just going at it again. Uh,
Needs a win.
Needs a win. God
Needs a
bless
win.
him. He hasn't
Yeah.
had one since Nosferatu, to be fair.
No.
So,
Um,
we're in the corner for Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will watch anything Robert Eggers does at this point. He's
Yeah.
solidified himself with 4 films that I think are fantastic. So, Werewolf definitely one for me as well.
um, actors that I'll always be in the corner of, Mr. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I am so excited for Digger.
Yeah.
It looks that trailer. I was like, I don't know what I was expecting,
Mm.
and then I saw the trailer and was like, wow,
Yep.
really wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks like batshit crazy, and he looks like he's having an awesome time.
A whale of a time doing it.
And again, like in Inarritu.
Inarritu, yeah.
So like, yeah, it's all gonna add up for that one. Like, I will be shocked if it's not good.
I really hope it is. Like, I haven't put it on my list, but and that's because I'm 50-50 on Inarritu movies.
Yeah, okay.
This one looks wild and looks fun, like right in my corner. So I'm hoping it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard something that, if true, is really wild plot wise.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, I'm like, I could potentially see that pissing people off, which I kind of love even more, because but yeah, I just like, we need to be reminded that Tom Cruise is an incredible character actor.
Yes,
and what this movie is hopefully going to do. So yeah.
Another one for me is Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett's next film, Onslaught, with Adria Arjona, sorry.
Yeah.
Been a while since these guys have done something outside of the Godzilla and Kong realm, which I'm a fan of, at least the New Empire.
Yeah.
But when you think like these guys have come from like Your Next and The Guest, they've made some cool fucking movies, and this one it's like an action horror film.
Yeah.
From the trailer.
And also she's
a badass, dude.
She's so good.
She's incredible.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I'm excited to see and we've seen her kind of do a couple of like juicier action roles, but it's like her stuff in Hitman that I'm a big fan of as well. So like she gets it seems like she gets to exercise a bit of both.
Yeah.
Action hero and character actress muscle.
God, like Blink Twice.
So good. Yeah. Watch that again this year, and it's a great movie. It holds up.
I watched that last year and was like, wow, this is
really holds up.
Yeah, this is really good.
Completely underseen and under.
Yeah, like really, really hope that gets some kind of, even if it's some sort of like the best movie you never saw is on screen.
Yeah,
yeah,
we know because we saw it in 2024.
It was awesome. Yeah.
How about yourself? Another one.
Another one for me is oh my god, why did I just blank? Oh my god. I literally had like what was my third? What was my big? You know what? It's completely gone out of my head.
This is what happens when there's too many to pick from.
It really is. Let me just quickly. This is great for people that are like listening.
You've stuck around this long.
So let me just like do the.
We're raw and unfiltered and uncut.
What was the other one?
Trying to find trigger words that might help you, but I don't know.
No, yeah, there's what is it?
Action, comedy, horror, festival,
drama.
Drama.
Oh my god.
We got
Social Reckoning.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is interesting. I please tell me why, but I toyed around with this at the list, but I don't think I could get on there. I think I'm more worried about this film than I'm anticipating.
No, that's fair, because I know now that they've gone and done reshoots, which I was like,
which is kind of what sent me a little bit. Yeah.
I don't like that. And also, I don't know. Was I the only person who understood what Mikey Madison said at the opening in the trailer? I had zero issue understanding her, and then all I see is this discourse of like, and I was like, no, she says, I heard you're not a big fan of Facebook.
I think the humor in that is the like, I know what you think I'm gonna say, and then mildly unintelligible for some people. Is I
But
think that's why it ran. It had less.
that really went off on its own
Yeah.
thing. Um, yeah, like the reshoots worry me
Yep.
because this movie is coming out in like 3 months.
Yes, totally.
But I just have to be like, regardless of that, this was always on my list because
Mhm.
I was like, look, Social Network is incredible. Um, like you
It's one of the best
this
movies of the
cast
century.
sells me.
Yep.
Like I like that we're getting this sort of sequel so many years later and where everything's gone with Zuckerberg and the way that the internet and social media and everything is now.
Hmm.
So I'm excited for it. I completely understand being like
Hesitant.
apprehensive
Yeah.
about it. But I'm just going to soldier
Soldier
through
through. Yeah.
because I like all the ingredients to
Yeah.
this. So yeah.
Okay. I'm hoping it's good. And traditionally, I'm a fan of Aaron Sorkin. So
Yeah, yeah,
hopefully.
yeah.
Tony, can't fucking wait.
Oh yeah.
Matt Johnson's next film.
Yeah.
Dominic Sessa, I think, is going to do some awesome shit.
Yeah.
He already has, but I'm excited to see what he does next. But obviously, like it's like Nirvana, the band that show the movies, my favorite movie of the year so far. I'm a fan of Matt Johnson. Up in the collection there behind me is The Dirties. I big fan of his work, and I'm excited to see. And not that I was like I can't sit here and be like, oh, I was such a big fan of Anthony Bourdain. But every episode of Parts Unknown I watched, I liked, and I liked. I think I liked the ethos of the guy. I think I liked the
Yeah.
person that he was, and but without having to be like a diehard fan. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what Matt Johnson does with that early part of his life. But
Yeah.
also Leo Woodall in there as well,
Yeah.
and
Antonio
Amelia.
Banderas.
Yeah, yes. So and Amelia Jones as
Yeah.
well.
Great cast.
Such a great cast. So I'm hearing great things. I know it's
Yeah.
previewed already. We don't get it till late August in Australia, but I know it's coming out soon in the US. But Tony is
Yeah.
one that's high up on my anticipated list. Yeah.
Then going the completely opposite way of like prestige drama, this movie, and this is probably the 90s kid in me
Oh
being
yes,
very, very
I know
excited.
exactly what you're gonna pick.
Let's go Street Fighter. Come
Bang.
on. Like,
Not actually what I thought you were gonna pick. There
oh,
we go.
what did you think I was going to pick?
I thought you were gonna say Practical Magic too.
I mean, that's
You're
up
excited
to you.
for
I'm
it, but yeah,
excited, especially if things go
go
the way
well.
I want
Yes,
them
yes.
to.
But Street Fighter, I saw that trailer in cinemas recently with Jackass.
Yeah.
Fucking cool trailer.
Like it's a
Great
cool trailer. Look, would I have loved to have seen the Raka Raka Boys version of Street Fighter? Yes.
Absolutely.
But we don't have that. We have this instead. But you know what? Like I grew up playing Street Fighter.
Hmm.
I was one of those kids who you give me Chun-Li and I force you into a corner, I am kicking the shit out of you until you die. I have a soft spot for the original, even though that movie is not good.
No.
But like,
Yeah, it's 90s
it's
nostalgia.
it's 90s
for sure.
nostalgia. Rest in peace, Raul Julia. I
Mm.
think that's like I kind of love that he took that role because he's like my kids wanted me to, and I was like, yeah, cool. And all
That's
I
great.
remember hearing about that is that Jean-Claude Van Damme just did coke and tried to have sex with Kylie Minogue while he was here. Amazing.
Shit, man. The
Um,
90s, baby.
but like I think the aesthetic for Street Fighter works. Like
Yeah.
they're leaning into the fact that you go, this is the most batshit insane premise.
Yep.
Kind of the same with like Mortal Kombat, where it's like
Especially Mortal Kombat 2.
yeah, we know that this is kind of so out of the realms of possibility. Let's set it in the 90s so we can
Yep.
also get away with it. I think the cast of this is incredible.
Huge cast.
Huge cast. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to and hopefully it's just a really good
Mm.
fun time. Yeah. So
I'm excited for it. Yeah, I think
and
that
yeah,
trailer
and
got me pumped.
and it's probably it could just be because like, as a kid I distinctly remember nights of like playing
Street
Street
Fighter.
Fighter with my brother or playing with like friends when they came over. Like if I there's an arcade in Toronto that had like a old school arcade of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta play this.
I
Like,
gotta
it's
do
just
it,
one of
yeah.
those things that like if I see it somewhere, I'm like, oh,
I've just got to get into, yeah,
I'm drawn to it. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to Street Fighter.
so good. Well, and to wrap out my most anticipated, and I know we're not ranking them, but this is probably the one I'm most excited for,
Yeah.
Dune Part 3.
Yeah.
I just shit. If there's going to be a movie that I have a more visceral cinematic experience to, it could be Dune Part 3,
Yeah.
compared to the Odyssey. I'm a big fan of the first one. I'm a huge fan of the second one.
Mm.
I haven't finished reading Dune Messiah, but from what I've read, it gets fucking weird and it
Okay.
goes places you would not expect for these characters to go. And I like, from what I've seen of the trailer, it leans into the fact that, let's not forget, Paul Atreides does not turn out to be the hero you want him to be. And I think that's going to be a very exciting. I've also heard that people who've seen like the first 10, 15 minutes, it's just like an all out, it's like Saving Private Ryan in space.
Ooh, okay.
Because it's like a straight up war film. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited for Dune Part 3.
Yeah. Cool. Well, my closing one, and this will be one that is that I am hopefully going to see when I'm at Toronto. The list is long. There's so many things that I want to see that I'm sort of writing down. Like fucking Club Kid is
Yeah.
playing, which is awesome. Everybody Wants to Fuck Me is playing.
Yeah.
But one that I'm like, and this is because the trailer for this is out,
Mhm.
and I think it's either going to be, I think it'll either be like incredible,
Yeah.
or it'll just be like, why?
Right.
I'm very, very curious for I Play Rocky.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That trailer was good.
Yeah.
It made me more interested in it than I
Yeah.
initially
I
was.
think he like
Yeah. Oh,
that is incredible casting.
I agree. 100%. Yeah.
He looks and sounds like Sylvester Stallone, and it's such a weird thing to be like, we're making a movie about the making of
Yeah.
like, it's a wild premise.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like, I think the trailer sort of made me more excited for it.
Yeah.
And now that I know that it's playing at TIFF, it's like it's like on my like non-negotiable
Totally.
list.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
So good. Well, I mean, if anything, that's 10 plus movies.
Yeah.
Feeling, and we didn't even touch the sides of other stuff that it
Yeah.
could be
Like,
coming
and
out.
like
That's
that,
what I reduced my list to.
and that's also us being like, look, when people say there's nothing at the cinemas, we'll be like, we're just giving you 10 movies that are coming out in the next 5 months. So
Yeah, there's some good
5-6 months, depending when they're released in Australia.
potentially good shit coming
Yeah.
through, which makes me excited.
Yeah.
It's 2026.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the close of another episode of the World of Screens podcast. Thank you all for listening. If you want to see more of what Pete is doing between now and the next episode, where can they find you, Peter Gray?
You can find me on Instagram and X at ratedpdg. You can find me on the aureview.com with all of the things that come out.
Just a handful of things coming up soon.
Just a smidge. Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to like, I've got like 150 movies that I need to log, and I'm just like,
Holy shit. Holy shit, that's a full-time job in itself.
Yeah. But there's always something. So yeah, just follow the socials. It's the easiest way. And for yourself,
for myself, at Nick's Flicks Fix on Instagram, X, and Letterboxd. Make sure you go to novastream.com.au. A couple of interviews dropping on there soon. Most importantly, though, worldofscreens.com. You'll see all the reviews that I've been putting up on there. And the podcast, as always. Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe where you're at. Next week on the show, we review Spider-Man, brand new day, the fourth Tom Holland Spider-Man films, which will also lead us to talk about maybe what our favorite 3 Spider-Man films are. Ooh. Another little ranking coming your way. Until next week, though, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on the World of Screens podcast.